I think individually, the episodes in season 4 are really good, but tied together as a season arc, it's not really a strong season.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. I can
Because
agree
I
with
like a
that.
lot of episodes from season
I mean,
4.
I love the freshman. That first episode, the freshman.
I don't really like that episode. I don't really start to like the episodes until Spike comes back, which is like the fourth or fifth episode. The third episode he comes back. Because then Harmony comes back.
Yeah, Harmony does come back, and she's dating Spike, and it's so funny.
I like that she was kind of a recurring vampire for like a couple of seasons.
Yeah,
And
I
then she
like
went over to Angel.
well, they had to find our Cordelia replacement again.
That was cool. That's very One Tree Hill and like Gilmore Girls that they had these like recurring characters that became a bigger deal later on. But Buffy did it first.
Okay, my favorite episode is, of course, going to be Hush. I love that one. So, but before I talk about that, Something Blue, for Spike and Buffy think they're married. I
I remember that
love
episode
that
being
one.
funny, but I don't remember if I liked the episode.
Do we not agree on anything when it comes to Buffy episodes? No, I'm just
So this is that episode has another hairstyle that I don't love on Sarah, her crimped hair. And this came up on another podcast that I listened to. Whenever Buffy has her crimped hair like that, it's usually like a Bizarro World episode. And you know what?
kidding.
It adds up.
That,
So I wonder if that was like a
that
conscious
that that
decision.
was their thing. They're like, "Oh, we're going crazy this week. Change your hair. Change your hair. Crimp it." I hated those. Like, that's a hairstyle I don't care for. Is like the crimping. There was just somebody I just. Mm-mm. I mean, I never did it, but
Like even this season when she's when her and Faith do the body swap, her hair is crimped when she's Faith.
I like the body swap. That was fun. I love a good body swap episode.
I mean, it was great to have Faith back.
Exactly.
I wish she would have stayed longer.
Right.
But I think she was a better fit on Angel. Just her dark tone kind of fit better
Yeah.
with Angel's tone. And I'm
But
glad she came back in season 7.
the Hush, though, like I used to teach film appreciation, and there are two episodes from Buffy I would always show.
Okay.
The Hush, because it's a whole
It's
episode.
just called Hush. There's no "the" in front of
Oh, whatever. Who cares?
it.
Let me finish my story. Because it's the entire thing's just about the music. The music or the sound is what is the major force there. And then I would show the body because there are no movement.
Oh.
It's just dialogue. There's no extra sound or anything. It's just raw emotion. And
Mhm.
we would talk about different types of audio and sound. I would show those two episodes because, well, one, I was like, I'm going to find a way to work Buffy into my class. But two, they had really good, things to show. But I like when she's sitting in that thing and she's like,
And then
and
they're
then
looking
gets
at
the
her like,
brightest stuff.
and she like picks up a pen and she's like,
I'm like,
uh,
SMG.
visually, I felt like Adam looked like a good villain, but he just wasn't a good villain.
Just kind of, well, because
He
I'm
looked
maybe
like a Terminator, like I don't
maybe
know,
it's because
zombie.
Maggie is supposed to be like the villain, which I liked her up until she tried to kill Buffy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, ooh, a strong female character who, and then tried to kill Buffy. I was like, you bitch.
I like that when Buffy picked up the camera and basically was like he failed and she like crushes the camera.
Oh, such man.
What did you think about Riley?
As a love interest for Buffy, meh. If they're trying to go for eye candy, they succeeded.
He was very tall, and Sarah Michelle Gellar is very short.
Oh, I know.
So
I did
he
like
was extra tall.
I did like the fake out they did. How the season starts out, you don't think they would be into like Riley would be into her,
Uh-huh.
but then they kind of.
Do you think that's why they brought Parker in as like
Do we have to talk about
to make
Parker?
us think we have to talk about Parker?
Oh. He hurt Buffy.
I know, and that's why anytime I've seen the actor in anything since, I kind of squint my eyes at him.
Like,
I'm like, I know what you did.
I know what you did that time on Buffy.
Oh, side note, this season was my freshman year in high school. And I remember, you know how you used to like buy book covers for your textbooks? Did you do that? Or you would make your own?
Oh, please. If it involved me making
Um,
it, no.
I actually had a Buffy and Angel textbook cover, but I didn't want to use it on my textbook, so I hung it up like a poster in my bedroom.
See, I would have just got two. One to use and one to keep.
I don't even know how I came across them. I think they were free.
I had a Buffy like day planner,
Okay.
and when I was done, I would tear out the page so I could hang it on my wall.
I didn't have a lot of merchandise that had to do with the
Oh,
show,
I had so much merch.
but I would buy a magazine if I saw somebody I knew from the show on the cover.
Somewhere packed in my apartment is my Buffy box. It has all different kinds of Buffy stuff in it.
I have the soundtracks. I still have the CDs for the movie and the show.
I don't have the soundtrack for the movie.
I don't have the Once More with Feeling soundtrack. I just have the regular show soundtrack.
The show. I thought you said the movie.
Oh, I have the movie soundtrack too.
See, I don't have the movie soundtrack, but I have the show and the Once More Feeling because there's so many of those. I know so many lyrics from that show.
I used to sing them all the time.
Do.
What did you think about the finale? It not being a little anticlimactic.
Well, it's very weird because you think episode 21 is the finale because it's like they go, it's like they ended that. That would have been like a great season ender.
It was very much visually of its time. The Matrix was very popular, and that had a Matrix vibe to it.
But I still am confused by that, like the Mr. Cheese, like the actual finale, the Mr. Cheese Man. I don't know if he means anything or there's
I
lots
think
of
it was just supposed to be like a random weird thing.
yes.
Like sometimes weird things like that slip into a dream. But the fact that they all had it in their dream, I felt like one day it was going to mean something more.
And it didn't.
It didn't.
But I do. I like that she had to meet like the first Slayer. Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah, and they actually kind of bring that back towards the end of season 5 and in season 6. They also in those dreams kind of give a preview that Dawn's on her way.
Well, season 3 at the finale did that too. When Faith's like Little Miss Muppet, like
Oh, that's where that came from.
yeah,
I
she
was
did
thinking
like a
that.
little countdown and like it added up to when Dawn actually showed up.
Don't they do it when Faith comes back in season 4 when she's still unconscious and she's like making the bed with Buffy? Or is that in the season 3 finale? And she mentioned something about little sister coming.
I think that's the season 3 finale.
Oh.
I remember it throwing me off like crazy. Because I remember catching it when I first watched it and went, huh? Whatever.
There was at least 2, maybe 3 times that they kind of alluded to Dawn coming.
Okay, so are we moving to season 5?
Yes.
Okay. First watch, hate Dawn. Hated her. But here's why I think I hated her. She's the reason Buffy died. Because I remember watching that finale going, just push her in. Just push her in. I felt awful. I didn't want my Sarah Michelle Gellar to leave because that it says I remember watching it live and it had series finale on it, and I was freaking out. I was like, Buffy's ending? Buffy's ending? What? Buffy? Yeah, I remember freaking out like I because that was I was in 8th grade when that happened.
Okay.
So I didn't have like I couldn't go online and just man, they had the internet, but we didn't have it in my house. We weren't that fancy.
I
Now,
I didn't really have strong feelings for Dawn or against Dawn in season 5. I didn't l- I didn't love the concept that this child was brought into the show and we were just supposed to pretend like she was always there.
mm-hmm.
But I did like how it was a storyline. It wasn't like it was just done and never
Oh
talked
yeah,
about.
you had a
Like there
purpose.
was a mystical reason for it that they all like their universe or world was somehow molded to make them think that she had always been there.
And at the end of that first episode of season 5, when there's that moment, it's kind of like something's happening, and then that's when it's like, Buffy, take your sister with you, Mom, or whatever it was.
Hmm.
I like that had that little moment where it's like, oh, something's happening.
Did that? I don't remember that.
I swear that happened. If I'm not making it up,
Maybe I just never noticed it. Now I have to watch it.
yeah.
I just
I
remember her
was,
walking in her room and her being like, "What are you doing here?"
and
And
that's
then
when
she's
when
like, "Take your sister out," and they're both like, "Mom."
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you meant like before that there was
Oh no,
something
it
where like
just she
maybe
had
they were
this.
like, "Oh, something
No, no,
weird
no.
just
She
happened."
just kind of had
Oh.
like this little moment where it felt like maybe it's just me who's thinking it because I know Dawn's coming. Yeah, whatever,
um,
Season
I
5,
liked Lori though. I thought she was a good villain.
she was a great villain.
Did
And
you
I
like her
love,
just because she was a strong woman?
well, that's one reason, but also she was in Bring It On.
Uh
I cheerleading once again. But I have
huh.
cousins who are cheerleaders, so we watched that movie.
A
Like right
lot.
now, if you wanted me to recite that first cheer in the beginning of that movie, I could. The I'm sexy, I'm cute, I'm popular to boot. Won't continue because I don't know how much you can use without it being copyright infringement.
Me and Jess will randomly just be like, "Burr, it's cold in here. There must be some toros in the atmosphere."
Or we would be like, that's all right. That's okay. You're gonna pump our gas someday. Which no one pumps gas. Even at that time, no one pumps gas anymore. You pumped your own gas. Oh, wow, that's funny. But season 5. But yeah, no, I love Glory and
Did you like the Dracula episode?
having to think. I mean, I mean, it was okay.
I wasn't a fan of the actor that they picked to play Dracula. I
Yeah,
thought they could have done better.
yeah.
Uh,
That's probably why I didn't care much for him. Um,
I kind of thought maybe he would come back just because he didn't really die. She just kept staking him and he just kept coming back.
which I'm like, how does that work? Like,
Yeah, like I wanted a better explanation for
I wonder if it probably
that.
had something to do with them making the key. Like that's the whole point of.
Oh, huh.
I don't know. I could be making. I'm just.
Well, now you just threw me through a loop, and I have to think about this.
Maybe it's like, oh well, what can we do?
Hmm, that's interesting. Um,
Let's talk about the saddest thing in season 5
I don't want to talk about it. All
when
right,
James
the
died.
body.
Yes, that episode still makes me cry,
Okay, so I have comments about this episode
Mom.
because in any interview I've seen or on bonus footage, they said that Spike was not in this episode because they wanted to make it feel realistic. There was no music, no supernatural, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, there's a vampire at the end of the episode, so why couldn't Spike be in the episode? But they kill a vampire in the morgue at the end.
I thought that was
Dawn sneaks away to go see the body, and
oh
then they
yeah.
realize she's missing. So Buffy goes looking for her, and there's a vampire in the morgue that
Maybe
attacks
that was
Dawn.
like them getting back to
Normal.
yeah. I
Spike's
think
in the
I
episode.
think what made her
Um,
just absolutely the worst is it was just natural. It was nothing anyone could have done.
mhm.
Like
They all thought it was Glory at first. That was like Giles and like
and then
Buffy's
at
initial
one point
reaction.
Dawn thought it was her too because maybe and then just they found out just I mean that's still one of the episodes. Oh my gosh, it breaks my heart knowing she's not there. But when Anya went, she'll never drink like punch again. Like when she's doing all these things because Anya's not used to death. She was a demon. I was like, wow, that just kind of hit. When you think about stuff, you're like, oh,
This is also the episode that Willow and Tara have their first on-screen kiss that we as viewers saw them kiss.
oh.
They weren't allowed to kiss because the WB was saving their first gay kiss for Jack on Dawson's Creek.
Right. We gotta save just thinking of that time. We gotta save the first kiss for your typical high school.
Meanwhile, the first gay kiss was with the actor that played Parker on Buffy.
I know. It's like, know what? We'll give them the first gay kiss.
We can't have nice things.
We'll give them the kiss, but know what we're gonna do? Send in the guy from Buffy that people hate.
I like the episode where you get to see Spike and how he killed the other Slayers. That's one of my favorite episodes.
Okay, see, this is where that's not one of my favorites.
It was a crossover with Darla on Angel because they used similar scenes to show Darla's backstory. You don't like that episode?
I vaguely remember that not being one of my favorites of season 5.
Are you not a fan of Spike and Buffy?
Oh no, I love Spike and Buffy.
Okay.
Well, I loved Spike and Buffy up until the finale or season 6 when he.
Yeah.
I don't know why they had to do that.
They had to show that he was still evil and he didn't have a soul and he was capable of bad things, I think. I don't know. And his redemption was going through those trials to get his soul. I don't know. It was bullshit. But so you weren't a fan. Were you a fan of the whole him being in love with Buffy?
Oh, I loved when he had the Buffy bot made because I just thought it was funny to watch how obsessed he became with her.
Kind of creepy though.
Oh no, it was creepy hell. But it was just interesting how he was like, no, what? He went from hating her, I mean, absolutely hating her, wanting to kill her, to being okay if there's a Buffy bot made.
Yeah.
I like the Buffy bot though. That might be why I like it. I thought Buffy bot was funny.
It's fun to see Sarah Michelle Gellar play the Buffy bot.
I think that's why I think that's my whole reason for liking it.
There was another. Oh, it's my favorite episode? The episode where Riley leaves. It's not my favorite episode. It's not actually not a good episode, but
I didn't like her chasing down the helicopter trying to get. I was like, that's.
I was like, no, fly away, go, don't hear her.
Not what Buffy would do. Just let him go. Let him go. Can't help it. I felt like he held Buffy back.
He was a good guy. He was just boring. He had no personality.
He did not. I don't know, and I don't know if that's just the way he was playing them or the way he was written, but.
And I didn't know what we were supposed to get out of him sneaking off at night to get bit by vampires. Was it supposed to be a cheating thing because he was sneaking around behind her back? I didn't.
Well, like I just said a minute ago, bullshit. That's what. Because I remember, really, okay, whatever.
Did you like Ben? Glory's brother / older ego. Was
Yes.
Glory transgender? Because she was basically Ben and Ben was her. Was she like a supernatural transgender, kind of?
I'm
And we
not sure.
just didn't really know it?
I don't know if that
Maybe that's too deep.
um I liked Ben. I thought
Uh-huh.
he had him and Buffy felt more right than Riley and Buffy.
I didn't
I
really care
guess
for Ben, but yeah, they definitely had more chemistry.
I guess it's because Ben was kind of I guess like a tortured soul because he had a god stuck inside him who had great style.
Didn't they imply or didn't they flat out say that they were brother and sister?
Um,
Glory and him.
well, they just said like he was like you're part of me, and blah
Oh,
blah blah. But they never.
I thought at some point they said that they were brother and sister.
I would have kind of liked to know a little bit more of the backstory of how she got put in. I mean, I understand, they cast her out or something or whatever from her world, but why did they put her in him? Or who put her in there?
They put her in him, or she was hiding in him.
No, she was put in him.
Oh,
I thought because she didn't have a choice.
oh.
Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
thought it was like how the key was put in human form, but like with Dawn. I thought
I'm sh-
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
one of our Buffy fans will let
It's
us.
hard to make sense of something that's not real.
Yeah,
It's all
I
speculation.
mean, I always want to make sense of stuff that
It's like, well, maybe it was this, but it's super. It's fantasy.
it's supposed to be.
It could be anything.
It's like when they would stick their hands and she would get like juice or whatever.
It's funny how like because you try to like work within the confines and the rules of the show, and that's how we're trying to make sense of it.
There's one character in 7 seasons though that I absolutely hate. The little skinny old man who does the shallow cuts, and he's the whole reason Buffy has to die because he cut Dawn and she started to bleed. There's some of that man just
I guess I wasn't as upset as you were that Buffy died. I was upset, but I knew it was coming back.
well, I didn't at the time.
Oh,
Trust me, seeing that tombstone,
I think they had already announced that UPN was taking it.
it was 2000, 2001. Some of us didn't have the luxury of the internet or
Oh,
knowing some of that
that's right.
stuff. I remember seeing the ad in a paper or a magazine like Buffy Lives, not my magazine. I think I was in a doctor's office. I just kind of went, said, "Here, mom, put this in your purse." I had to have it.
I remember that ad. It was like a red,
Yep,
and all you
I
saw
still
was her
have it
eyes.
somewhere. I wish I knew where it was at.
This is gonna make me sound like a real nerd, but I maybe once had a personal web page that was dedicated to Buffy,
Did
and
you?
that Buffy Lives was my background on the web page.
Oh, but wouldn't it be so funny if we found out I visited that web page somehow? Because I used to look at all kinds of when we did get the internet, Buffy stuff. I was like always looking at Buffy stuff. Buffy and
You
Brittany.
used to be able to post whatever you want. You saw a picture, you posted it on your fan page, and then like the WB started like suing people for copyright infringement.
I'm like, I'm not making money off of it. Let us use some free press.
um, I remember crying a lot when Buffy died, but I knew she was coming back.
That music they play though. Oh my goodness. It was like
I think seeing Spike cry is what really set me off.
seeing all of them. I was kind of just like, and her little speech, it just got me right here.
I like her tombstone. She saved the world a lot.
But that does take us to season 6, which is one of my favorite seasons. I love
Really,
I love season 6.
I think it's the worst season.
Oh,
Because,
why?
like I said, season 4 as an arc didn't work, but individually, most of its episodes were good. And I don't feel the same about season 6. And
I,
it's not because it was dark. I like dark. I can get dark. It's fine. But
I get dark.
when you
I
have an episode like Double Meat Palace,
Okay, that was just fun. But it gave us episodes like one, her coming back to life. That was a great two-parter.
yeah, I don't like the motorcycle gang. They kind of creep me out with their piercings and like,
Well, they're supposed to be creepy, Tommy.
yeah, they
Yeah.
scared me.
The one where they forget they are, and Buffy becomes Joan.
I do like that episode.
The
They
one,
had a string of good episodes, but they had a string. I don't like the trio. I hate the nerds. Hate them.
well, that's because Warren is just. I would have been fine if
Although I do love Andrew in season 7.
I wish they would have just said he was gay. Like they implied it so much.
I think because you know how they continued it in the comic books. I
I think
think
yeah.
he does come out in the comic books, or they just
I think in actual life he is an
yeah,
out
he is.
gay.
I think he's friends with Sarah Michelle Gellar too. Because
I
I've seen things where he tries to replicate like red carpet looks,
yes.
and I've seen her comment on them or like share it in the past. It's been a while since I've seen one, but
I think he was very nerdy in that show.
mhm.
I'm starting to wonder if maybe that's where my like for nerds started.
Hmm.
Because I mean, I would have been just like season 6, I was a freshman in high school.
Okay, I was a junior.
So I'm like, man, I wonder if that's where because I remember having a little crush on Andrew.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just remember liking him for some reason.
There's just some real duds in there. Like the episode, there's an episode called Flooded where like, I don't think it's the premise of the whole episode, but like one of the
Oh,
pipes bursts in the
yeah, because she
basement, and I think Buffy is just like
was
struggling just to pay bills, and I'm
yeah.
just like,
I
this
see.
isn't the show.
I like that. I liked them all.
I liked Once More with Feeling. That was a great episode.
Well, of course, it's once more was filling.
Um, that episode essentially led to Tara and Willow breaking up. Wait, did it?
No, no,
No, the next one with the amnesia that you were talking
yeah,
about. Yeah,
because she tries to make it. Yeah,
yeah.
but let me say, Bad Willow.
Oh, I love Dark Willow.
I love Dark Willow. She is. That
Were
was
you shocked that they killed Tara?
no, because they put her in the title credits.
But they didn't do that with Jesse.
No,
Joss Whedon wanted to. I read that
yeah,
he wanted to
yeah,
put Jesse in the
he
credits.
wanted to, but he didn't, and he saved it for Tara. And I was like, well, it's about time we put her in the opening credits. She's been missing from 4 and 5, and then they put her in there and just shot. I'm like, you bastards.
He probably was like, let's just give the girl an opening credit title before she dies.
Well, it was to throw people off.
I was shocked. Was I shocked? I don't know. I may have been reading spoilers at that point
Hmm.
because I remember towards the end of Buffy and Dawson's Creek, I was online all the time on message boards, like trying to find stuff.
And it comes so far now, you're telling people about all this stuff.
um, I remember actually like basically knowing blow by blow what was going to happen pretty much in the finale of Dawson's Creek. Like
See, I didn't realize.
it was heavily implied from what I read that Jen was dying. Um,
Well, in the
I was
trailer,
spoiled about Anya dying but I was hoping it wasn't true, but then it ended up to be true. um, Yeah, the finale, even the finale for season 6. Like I love Dark Willow, but it just I don't know. Xander with his yellow crayon is what saved the world. Like
I mean, I get it, but
I
I
love when Giles comes back. When she's like going, when Dark Willow's like on her speech, like I'm the strongest thing and there's no one in the world that could stop me, and he like blasts her, and he's like, I like to test that theory.
everything about season 6 where Anya thinks she's getting the magic shop, and then he doesn't leave or something like that, and she's like, "So
Just like
close."
you said, you were leaving. Leave.
See, I do like Anya later on.
Oh, you know what is my favorite recurring theme with her? Her
The bunnies.
hatred for bunnies.
Mhm. Even the song when she's like, "And what's all the
It
bunny?"
went on for seasons. Like her first actual season on the show, she dressed up as a bunny for Halloween because she thought that was scary.
I liked when she's like reading from the book or what, or someone, and all the bunnies keep popping up, and she's like, "Clearly that one's not working" or something. Oh man.
It was even basically her last line in the show when
Oh, they're
when
like,
she was trying to get mad and like get in the
think of
fight mode. She
something
was like,
happy.
"Bunnies,
Oh yeah, because
Hoppy, Floppy, Bunny."
but it didn't work.
She didn't even see it coming. They like killed her from behind, like punk.
See, season 7 is probably my least favorite. I feel like they try to just jam packs like that whole, the whole mythology of the first and everything. Just
Season 7 for me is like season 4. There's a lot of individual episodes I really love.
like I love the one with the jacket that has the guy from Young and the Restless on it, where they're all like in love with him.
Yeah.
That's a good one for me.
See, I like that one too, but in listening to podcasts about the show, apparently it doesn't age well and it's a little bit rapey and because it's
Well,
basically used which could also kind of be said for the Xander episode because they actually mention Xander's love spell in that episode.
now you're ruining it. Oh, make
I know it ruined it for me. I had to ruin it for you.
I just like how even Willow felt like
I was just about to get to that.
like she's a lesbian, and she's just like,
Yeah, Ani even says you're a lesbian, and she's like, I'm attracted to his physical presence, and she's like, his physical presence has a penis. Yeah, Anya, I love her one-liners.
oh, she is
They
great.
send when they think Spike is like killing people when he's like, well, he is killing people when he's being taunted by the first into it. Like the first is kind of driving him crazy. They send Anya in because she had slept with him in season 6 to kind of pretend seduce him, and because he has a soul now, because he didn't have a soul when they slept together, he like turns her down gently, and she's like, "I get it." She's like, "You think I'm fat?" And my favorite line ever is, "Soulless Spike would have had me upside down halfway to Happy Land by now."
Oh, it season 7 had some good episodes. Every season has really good episodes.
I like the episode where Buffy takes the potential slayers to the construction site and she fights the original vamp. What are they called? The vampires? The original the ones that look like demons.
Yeah. Were you okay? Season 7's where I started to really like Dawn. I don't know what happened.
Okay, so Dawn didn't bother me in season 5. She was a whiny bitch in season 6. I hated her screaming. And then I liked her again in season 7.
I know. I don't know what. It's like she changed. She freshened
She
up her
grew up. She
hair
matured.
and she matured.
Yeah.
Because I was so sad when she didn't become a potential slayer. I
I
was like,
know.
I was right there with her, like, oh, she thought she was just this key that open a
It would have
portal.
made sense because she had Buffy's blood and all that.
Yeah, I was like, I had worked it out all in my head. I was like, oh no, she's made from Buffy. But then I'm like, wouldn't she also be made from Faith too? Because they said they made it from the blood of the Slayer. So I thought.
I don't know because Buffy says when she's cut, she's like, "This is my like, this is real blood. It's just like mine, and whatever."
That was the I didn't have a problem with that in season 7 where Buffy did this is the only time she said something I didn't like. When she said, for you to become the Slayer, I have to die. I want to be like, no, girl, for them to become the Slayer, Faith has to die.
Hmm.
So I was kind of like, who wrote this? Just because it
Yeah,
adds up.
I think I remember being annoyed by that, but maybe she was just speaking generally, just to like shut them up.
But I did love that we finally revealed that Xander lied in the season 2 finale. With
Yeah,
Buffy, I thought we were going to go the rest of the Buffy
yeah.
universe without. That's probably why I didn't
And
like.
such and so in passing too, she because like Willow was like, I never said that, and they just all like continued to fight.
Oh well, I didn't like Ken or not Kendra. Was it Kennedy who Willow did? I just
Kennedy,
didn't
yeah.
think they were a good. Maybe it's because I was so Tara and Willow that was hard to see her as someone else.
Yeah. I saw her in a tampon commercial after Buffy. So I was like, oh, I guess she didn't make it.
So
Who was the really skinny one?
I know you're talking like
She was from Freaks and Geeks.
who was actual the potential when we thought it was Dawn.
Hmm.
I don't know who she is.
She was in that movie The House Bunny also. She was one of the sorority sisters with you don't know The House Bunny?
Yeah, but she wasn't one of the main ones.
Yes, she was.
She wasn't.
Yes, she was.
She wasn't.
All right, go watch the movie. Yes, she was.
I love that movie. She's not one of the main ones that get a makeover.
Yes, she was. Oh no, I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking she was on 90210
Yes, I think
when Naomi was doing the makeovers. I was getting things confused.
you're
Sorry.
sitting there
You were
getting
right. I was wrong. I'm
you're
sorry.
sitting there getting mad at me. I saw it in your eyes, like I was
Yeah, I got my sororities mixed up.
I love Anna Faris. I love the House Bunny. I saw it twice in theaters, and then I bought it on the DVD, and then I love it still. So I knew it.
um,
So finale wise, though, how did you feel? Like, did you feel it was a good finale?
well, before we talk about the finale, what did you think of Caleb, the
Hated them.
priest? You hated him?
Yep.
You didn't think he was a good villain?
Just didn't know. I didn't know why we needed another villain like at the right there at the end.
Yeah. His death was Angel's return, though.
And that's true. Which we didn't know was going to happen because that was a whole nother network. Like they're
Yeah.
separated by networks. So,
I liked how that episode ended, though, with them kissing. And then Spike is watching them, and the first is as Buffy behind him saying that
I
bitch.
love. I remember when the first became Buffy. I went, wait, they can't. Oh yeah, no, she did. She
Oh,
died.
that was one of my favorite things about the premiere of season 7 when it became every big bad from previous seasons, and then
Uh-huh.
it became Buffy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I read that they had planned for most of them to come back throughout the season, and then I guess scheduling stopped it from happening. That would have been cool.
It would have been.
Maybe that's why it kind of lagged in the middle. Maybe that wasn't the original plan. Maybe they had plans with the other big bads, and it just
I don't know.
didn't
There's
work out.
sometimes when I just think like, did they have an actual plan for season 7? Because it felt like there's some things that just, or maybe that's just me. I don't know.
maybe they had a light plan. It definitely feels like the potentials were always the plan because they even started off with a potential getting killed, and it's like Buffy's dream in Istanbul.
There was a talk of a spinoff with the potentials, like a Slayer school
There was also talks of Faith having a spinoff
and Giles
and Giles.
and a Spike TV movie.
Was there?
Hmm.
Or didn't they always plan for him to go over to Angel?
Well, I think this was after Angel.
Oh, okay. But yeah, the finale I loved.
I like the very end of it, where she just kind of
Loved is strong. It it was kind of slow for half of it, and then it was just like bang, bang, bang at the end.
in terms of like series finales, it's probably not my favorite series finale, but it's up there.
I remembered having mixed feelings of the final scene of just her standing there smiling, not saying anything.
Yeah, I liked it because
I didn't know if I loved it or hated it. It took me a while to kind of get right with that.
I loved it just because like, oh, she finally gets to rest. But then Giles was like, "There's another
Yeah, I think that's how I was like, she has to be normal for once.
until there's another Hellmouth in Cleveland."
I like that Faith came back.
I like that she was there longer than just like a guest spot.
I will say I enjoyed her return more on Angel before she came over to Buffy.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm.
She was more, she felt more like a side character on Buffy.
When she beats through that prison glass or
Oh
whatever,
yeah, yeah.
she's like,
Oh, she didn't beat through it. She jumped right through it.
well, I mean, like she had
Didn't
to
she like? I remember her saying to Wesley, "Stand back," and then she just like dove through the glass.
because Angelus was back, which she never really experienced Angelus.
I mean, she tried to by sleeping with him.
Yeah, she tried to turn him evil, but it didn't work. So
Have you read the comics at all?
I haven't read the continuations like season 8 or that, but I have read part of the like they kind of did like a reboot where they Buffy's back in high school, and but it's like modern times. So there's cell phones and all different kinds of
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
It's
I tried to. I bought like the first three or four.
it was just hard because I was like Buffy, I wanted to continue. I didn't want it to be a comic. I
Yeah,
wanted the
I
show.
did too. But I did. I like the concept that there's like a canon story that's supposed to be like the official.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to. But it's just I don't know. Comic books aren't really my medium.
No, I enjoy comics.
I bought a DVD. I like came upon. Do you know about the DVD that has like the first 24 comics in like a
And it
like?
like moves and stuff.
Yeah. Do you have it?
No.
I have it.
It was like over $30. I was like, I love you, Buffy, but Sarah Michelle Gellar's not in that. So that's how I justified not buying it.
It. I have it. I didn't love it. It was. It wasn't the actors' voices, so it was like kind of hard
That's
to
fine.
follow at points. And it wasn't all the comics. It was only like the first 20, 25, and there's like hundreds.
Oh
Even
yeah.
at that point, there was like,
I think they're up to season 10
well,
ish.
that was supposed to be season 8, and it wasn't even like all the issues of season 8. It's like, why would you release that if it wasn't the whole thing? But it was a cool concept. It just kind of fell flat for me.
Yeah. See, I really was hoping for this, like the cartoon that they were trying to make at some point. They were going to make like a little,
They were talking about that when the show was still on.
yeah. I
Yeah,
really wanted that to happen
I would like that.
as much as I wanted my Faith spinoff.
How did you feel about the talks of them rebooting it? So, do you remember what like the concept was? It
The
was a more integrated cast, and people were like pissed at of the thought of Buffy being a woman of color.
Oh no, I was all for that. I'm like, yes, let's, you know,
It's kind of like the backlash that I felt like I read. I didn't really watch the old Charmed, and I certainly don't watch the new Charmed. But from what I was reading when it first came out, people like were saying really nasty
oh
things
yeah,
because
no,
they were.
awful. I I love the first. I love the original Charm.
Uh,
Am I sad the original people aren't in the new one? Yes, but I'm also very excited that a newer kind of generation gets to experience Charmed with three strong women of, you know.
do they mention the Hannibal sisters at all, or is this just like
I
a like
haven't like
Dynasty's a reboot?
I haven't watched it. I've watched bits and pieces of
I
it.
should ask Greg. He watches it.
I mean, I liked it, but I didn't like. I kind of got behind, and then it was like, well,
There's been some really nasty things that not between like the fans and but like, also between like the original cast and the new cast. They've really like taken shots at each other.
yeah, I've seen, and yeah, that kind of makes me a little sad.
But anyway, back to Buffy. um,
That when the producers who were the ones who ruined the movie wanted to remake Buffy, I was like, no, don't do it.
really? That's what happened?
They wanted to do like a little. The producers wanted to, the ones who they're credited on the TV show, but they had nothing to do with the TV show.
Really?
Yeah, I think at one point they wanted to reboot Buffy like as a movie, and I was like, you ruined the first one. Let's. I mean,
Hmm.
I still love the movie, so I'm gonna say ruin, just not like ruin, because clearly it's a cult classic in my opinion.
It's been long enough that I'm open to a reboot with new actors.
Oh yeah, I'm always open
Sarah
to.
Michelle Gellar's always saying she's old. What is she gonna slay like vampires with her cane? Like,
I love that she's. I think it'd be fun to see her like as Giles type, a watcher.
did you see during the height of the pandemic? You know how in the first season when she's like, if the apocalypse comes, beat me.
Beat me. Hmm.
And so she went like for a run or whatever, and I guess she found like a pointy stick, and she was like beeped because it was like during the pandemic. So I guess she was like the apocalypse came.
I
Why can't I say apocalypse? Apocalypse.
I think she's so like as a person, she seems so funny. Like
Mhm.
I follow her on all the social medias, of course, but she just seems like she'll do like little stories and things like that. I just think you're so like I'm like, oh, you're so funny, Sarah Michelle.
Do you prefer her blonde or brunette?
Ooh, she can work either. She's like me. We look good as a brunette, but we also look good as a blonde.
Mm.
I'm just kidding. Which one, her or me? No, I'm just kidding. You should. Can't help it. Blonde. It's more fun to be blonde.
I don't know. I feel like when she's blonde, I associate her as Buffy, but when she's brunette, I associate her as
She's
Catherine.
Catherine. I knew you were gonna say Catherine. Okay, when she's a redhead,
When is she a redhead?
Scooby Doo.
Oh, you and your stupid Scooby Doo.
Can't help it.
Although, okay, rewinding back to remember, you were talking about her Scooby Doo hair back when you were like she wasn't in the shot because she was filming Buffy. I feel like the opening of season 6, when she like crawls out of the grave, she still has her Scooby Doo hair. Doesn't she cut it
She
on
cuts it.
camera? Oh, because Spike says he loves her golden locks, so she gets all
Yes,
mad.
so
She cuts her hair.
she rocked that short hair. I was a little nervous, but I like when she had it kind of
It
that.
was kind of like her season 2 hair.
Yeah, but it had that little flip out and just ah.
It was
Sarah
cute.
Michelle Gellar, you're
Good
one.
job, Buffy
Good
slash
job.
Sarah Michelle
Good job, SMG.
Gellar. But all right, I guess that's everything, right? We covered all 7
We have
seasons of comics.
we have rambled on and on about just why. once again why we love Sarah.
Surprisingly, you didn't go off on just like a 20-minute tangent about how much you love Sarah Michelle Gellar. It was just like
Well,
little
I was
dots here
going
and
to
there.
start that now. I love Sarah Michelle Gellar. I don't know what it is, but I've always liked her.
She's very likable.
But I can't think of even the movies where you say she's not good in them, which I think you're
I
right.
never said she wasn't good. I said the movies weren't good.
Oh.
Remember when we were talking about Harvard Man and I said Sarah Michelle Gellar is the best part of Harvard Man? Because
To me,
it's not a
Sarah
good
Michelle
movie.
Gellar's the best part of every movie she's in.
I even kind of like that. It's not a good movie, but I kind of like what was that movie she did where she was like a baker, I think.
Simply Irresistible. Oh my
Yes.
god, I freaking love that movie. I had 2 copies of it.
Why?
Okay. When I had originally ordered it, it was widescreen, but it was those big, like,
Yeah.
so I got it again when the widescreen wasn't like those big blocks.
Okay.
I love, oh my, oh, I haven't, there you go. She's kind of a redhead in that movie, and she pulled it off too.
Is she? I thought she had her Cruel Intentions hair then.
It had a red tint to it, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Oh, she's amazing in that movie.
Yeah, I like
I
her in
need
that
to
movie.
watch. Oh, I need to watch that now.
I feel like I gotta find my DVDs.
I do. I gotta find that. Oh my gosh, how's it hidden away? That's one of my favorite. Like, I love that movie.
She did a movie that I have not seen, and I've been trying to see it for years. I think The Rock's in it. It's called like Southland Tales.
It's
Is it
like
good?
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen, but I'm sure it's great because Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it.
And she's also done a couple of horror movies, like back in like
She's done,
2009-ish that I haven't seen.
she's done The Grudge.
I saw The Grudge. I didn't like The Grudge.
Um,
Was she in the beginning of The Grudge too? Did she die?
yes, yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Um, Man, I'd have to look at her IMDb page
There was a couple of horror movies. I was like, oh wow, she really leaned into the horror genre.
because I can't think of what she would have.
That's why, like, I don't understand. Do you think Buffy like kind of put her in a box in
I
Hollywood? I just feel like she should have had a better film career.
I don't, because I feel like Buffy highlighted all the great things that comedic, dramatic, just
Yeah, but like a Hollywood bigwig is not gonna watch it. They're gonna see Buffy and then they're like, oh, a vampire show.
well, that's their problem. It was
Well,
a
it
hit
kind of
show.
sucks for her because it affects her career.
I mean, if I started a show tomorrow, if she said I want to be in it, I'd be like, part yours.
Did you watch her show with Robin Williams? I didn't watch it. I watched the pilot.
I watched some of it. I thought she was really funny. She was really good in that. I was disappointed it didn't get like renewed.
She needs a TV show. Oh, okay.
Does she have a TV show I don't know about?
No, but I have a pitch.
Why are you pitching it
So,
to network?
so have you heard about them rebooting All My Children as like a prime time?
Oh,
So
yes,
maybe for
yes.
Netflix, maybe for prime time as Pine Valley.
They need to hurry up.
So I thought it was like dead in the water. I hadn't heard anything about it, and then I saw like a recent article that it's still being like worked out or whatever. And I had this thought this morning. I was like, I'm going to save it for the podcast. Because I think I originally read they were going to have some of the characters from the show, from the original show, just like played by like younger actors. And I was like, oh my God, Sarah Michelle Gellar should play Erica Kane.
I would freaking love that.
Because it would be like a throwback because she played like Erica Kane's daughter on the original and like a wing to the original fans. And she's like age appropriate now to play Erica Kane. So, I mean, I'm watching it either way. I just think Sarah Michelle Gellar needs a job. So, hire her.
Employ Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I need to see her weekly again.
That's what I think I miss the most is she's not there weekly.
Mhm.
Which right now I know it's a little bit harder because of the pandemic and everything, but she needs to be on something.
I know.
Girl, start auditioning or whatever you got to do. Get your agent on it. We miss
But
you.
she's also a mom, so maybe she doesn't want to.
I guess.
We don't know her personal life.
Kids always ruin everything. No, I'm just.
But all
I would
right,
love for her and Shannon Doherty to do something.
I would like that.
I don't know what they would do. I miss Shannon Doherty being on my television screen too.
They've both done drama, and they both done supernatural, so it could go either way.
Ooh, they should do a dramatic supernatural Lifetime movie.
That was a lot.
That's what I'm saying. It's perfect. It's a lot. I'm just like anything to get on that.
You did drama, supernatural, and Lifetime. That's a lot.
It would either be really, really, really successful or to be Sharknado.
Sharknado,
That's what we'd probably get.
which was a hit. I waited every summer for a new Sharknado movie.
Did you really? Was it just because Ian?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And the cameos. Every movie had like major cameo. Well, B to D list cameos. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for this very special 7-season double-sized episode. Check us out on all the socials. Subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm sorry about my crazy eyes with all this lighting.
And sorry about this fly that just will not leave me alone.
We're having issues tonight. Yeah, check us out on all the socials, and every Monday, look for a new episode and possibly some bonus episodes throughout the week. See you next time, guys. Bye.